Hey, it's Rich, the Louisiana Hobby Guy, and you're watching Lightburn for Noobs. In this episode, we're going to talk about why on some lasers you need to calibrate the Lightburn camera multiple times as opposed to other lasers where you're only calibrated once. This is something that I do get a lot of questions on. I've done a couple of calibration videos. I'll put links down in the description below to those. And let me give you a quick, brief explanation of the difference between the two. If we switch over to a laser, in this example, most diode lasers are going to have a fixed honeycomb bed. You see here, I've got 8mm in the back, 6mm to the right, and 2mm to the left. On a diode laser, you raise and lower the actual laser module to get in focus in order to engrave your material. What that means is with the fixed laser bed, the camera is going to be calibrated to whatever material that you use to calibrate it. So let's say that we use 2mm wood to calibrate our camera on our diode laser. But then we take and switch and put in a piece of 8mm wood. Well, the bed hasn't moved, but the focus plane has. So now the focus plane is higher, and the camera will suffer from distortion. And in this case, putting the 8mm wood on top of there is going to, depending on where it's located on the bed, it's going to move the plane off to the left or up or whatever it might be, might make it bigger or smaller. But the fact of the matter is it's no longer in calibration. On a CO2 laser, it's completely different. You've got your little button up and down where you're moving the entire honeycomb up and down. So the top surface of the material is in focus, and when you do that, it's always the same distance from the camera to the top of the material. On the diode, it is not. So let's switch over into Lightburn real quick, and let me show you how you solve that. So now in Lightburn, you have to be on your camera tab here. If you don't see the camera control tab, from any other tab, you can just right click and come down here to camera and make sure there's a little checkbox right there where it says camera control. And that will activate the camera over here, the camera tab. Also, you can come up to window and you can go down to camera control right here and make sure that there's a check mark right next to it. Anything that's checked is visible. Anything that's not checked is not. So over on the camera tab over here, you'll see I have my Aeon laser loaded right now, my Aeon camera. That has been calibrated once and only once, and it will remain calibrated for the life of the laser because the bed itself is moving up and down to get the top of the material into focus. On a diode laser, you have to go into the hidden menu on the camera control here. So if you right click on the title bar, you'll see here import and export camera settings. So once you've calibrated your lens for, let's say, your 2mm wood, for example, then you need to do your camera alignment for that 2mm wood. Once you've done that, you export those camera settings and you save that as a file called 2mm or 2mm focus or whatever you'd like to name it. Then you start all over again, this time not calibrating the lens, but just doing the camera alignment calibration on a thicker piece of material. This is only on a fixed honeycomb laser. So now you put in a piece of, let's say, 4mm wood, and you do another camera alignment. When you're done with this camera alignment, you export it as 4mm camera alignment or whatever you'd like to call it. So you have to think about the materials that you're currently using. So, most people are going to use things like cardstock and 2mm wood and 4mm wood, 6mm wood, 8mm wood, whatever the case may be. All of those different materials, you need to do one original camera alignment. Each of those thicknesses, you do an alignment, and then you come back in here, and let's say that you have your setting right now to the 2mm wood, and you're going to 8mm wood. Then you right click on the title bar and you import camera settings that you've done for 8mm wood. Now, this only needs to be done once. So I would recommend that if you're planning on using the camera, I personally don't use the camera a lot, except maybe to get an idea of where the material is on the workbed. Other than that, I don't use it for positioning or whatever. I use absolute coordinates. But if you plan on using the camera a lot and you want it to be precise, then you have to do an alignment for every thickness of material on a diode laser. Again, the CO2 laser, you don't need to do that because your workbed, your honeycomb, is moving up and down to get into focus. So once it moves to the right spot for the focus, the top of the material is still the same distance between the camera and the material. That's always going to remain a constant once your material's in focus. So you don't need to do this on a CO2, but on diode lasers or any laser that has a fixed honeycomb bed, or it could be, a fixed wasteboard or whatever the case may be, where the bed does not move up or down, the honeycomb or the bed does not move at all, it's stationary, then you have to do a camera alignment for every single thickness of material that you use. That doesn't mean that you have to do 20 different materials, only the ones that you use commonly. So I wanted to do a specific video just on this because I guess a lot of people that are new, they'll go out and they'll research some videos online and they'll find different ways of doing the camera alignments. Well, there are different ways, and it's for 2 different types of lasers. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it helped you. And as always, I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
Bourbon in my hand, all fish on the fire. It's a Louisiana Hobby Guy, never tie, got my laser engraver. Been making everything right, carving my name day and night, wooden signs and plaques, personalized.